Okay, Olive, you're going to have to do this one in your own voice again. Now, the one I've just sent to you doesn't have any voice in it. I wanted to just demonstrate some things there. Obviously, I couldn't speak into it. Now, you can certainly redo it yourself. If you can try and get the pieces to move in a particular way, you might be able to use your own voice. Other than that, you may well be happy enough with that. Now, the last video that I sent to you, that's the second on the list. So let me look on the thing. So basically, what we have here, the first one is the one that I sent to you, number one, right? So you've got to do a video of that, right? What I sent to you, the silent one, that's two. So that I've gone demonstrated everything there. If you're happy enough with that, then we can go ahead and merge one and two. And what I'm sending to you now is basically just raw footage. I'm not gonna I will try and send you the notes, but they're a bit rough and ready. You can just basically clone what I'm saying. So listen to it a few times and then try and clone it yourself. It's not that difficult to do, and you're not actually moving any pieces. So you're just really going to the code. Now it's easier and I can say more. That's going to fill up to 6 minutes, and then we just have to merge all the three video files, and that should give you enough footage to do this. I would do it for you. I have no problem doing that, but we have to have your voice in it. That's the problem. So I'm doing my best here to give you enough material to work with. You're going to have to work on trying to get it right. Again, if you need any help, let me know. I'm standing by anytime you need anything to try and get this done, but you have to put your own voice into it. That's the problem, right? So I'm trying to work around that the best I can. So you've got the first one I've just sent to you. That's the silent one. The very first one I sent you a couple of days. This is the third one, and I'm going to step through the code right now, and hopefully I can, all of these questions are going to be answered in a script, and you can maybe clone that script. Okay, so we're gonna try and do that. Okay, so the very first one, now obviously you're gonna have to do this yourself, and you're not going to be talking to anybody. You're just going to read it out, right? So how are you representing a valid move? All right, so you're going to go to line 438. Okay, and you're going to put that at the top. uh, it's actually 1438, right, all the way down. You're going to go all the way 1 4. You have to do your best with this, right? So this is where, so you're going to say this, just say this, the user move. This is where when the piece drops in, when the user drops their piece on a square, it's registered where it's coming from, which is from X, from Y, and where it's going to is 2X and 2Y. And here I've calculated all the invalid moves, right? So if a piece here is not equal to minus one being blank, then you cannot land on a piece because there's a piece there, right? If the 2y is left in the from y, then you cannot move back. If the 2y is equal to the from y, like if the y, it's the same, the y is where you're going to, the side way move is a y coordinate, so you're going, y will be the same going this way, and x, and it means it's moved up x, you cannot move sideways, right? So you're moving the x, where the x value is going horizontal, the y is the same, so that's going to stay the same, which means you're going horizontally, so you cannot move sideways, and you cannot move straight ahead, again based on this criteria, etc., right? So they're all the valid moves. You don't have to say them all, you just say that they're all pretty much there, that's it there. And you cannot move two pieces ahead. Okay, so that's the first one there. Then it says, what data structures are you using to hold a list of valid moves, right? So you have to scroll all the way up to the top, and you're going to see this thing here, and it says this is the all points. This is the list of valid moves, new int, and that's the data structure that we're using. There is more information in the functional specification that explains in detail all about that data structure, and you can read it out from there as well while having this up there. So that's all in the functionality spec. I won't bother writing it out because it's my handwriting again. It's a bit rough and ready because I need to normally I'll print things, but I have no printer and I have to scribble it out so I can see. I can't have it on the screen at the same time. Okay, so the data structure, that is explained in detail in the functional specification. You can read that out as well, right? Then it says how your random move select a move to make, right? So you have to go to 872. This is where all this is done, and that is going to bring us to about here. Now that's where the random move is made. It's scanning for basic right moves. Now basic right or basic left moves are random moves. When it is a random move, that point there is set to 0. So you can say that it's set to 0. Smart moves are 1. Safe smart moves are 1. Unsafe smart moves are 2. And that is in the functional specification. But that's where it gets set there, and that it selects a basic right move, right? The details of how it selects that and sets that position there into a 0, and the algorithm using that is in the functional specification. So you can read that out while looking at that piece of code. Okay, that's the random moves there. Okay, and then how are you representing a val? And okay, there's one more. Hold on. Explain in detail how the evaluation function decides a move to make. All right. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go to line 726. You're going to go line 726 and you're going to go to this function make move. Okay, so highlight that, and then it has all of this here. Now, what you're going to say is you can basically just read out these comments here, because that is, I've actually copy pasted that into the functionality specification as well, because that pretty much explains everything that's going on here. So you can go scans for random move which does not capture any piece. If not found, then it will try to find any capture moves. If it will take around, so you can just sort of talk through it. Make sure you have the code below it visible, so while you're talking, that you know, like that, and just so read that out there, and then just read the other one, okay, at the bottom. That has all of the information that you would need, so I don't need to write that out, it's right in the code, right? Then the last one is explain in detail how you have implemented the 2 levels deep approach, right? And that's on 417. So we've got to go up there. And there it is, right? So basically, if you look at the functionality specification, the piece jumps into over piece, and it jumps into a, B, C, and D. You'll see the squares surrounding it, right? So basically, it works out here. If you read in the functionality document, it will explain in detail what's actually happening here, and that if A, B, and C, D, you'll see those listed in the functionality documentation. So you'll have A, B, C, and D, and it says if A point valid and C point valid, then if A point is a black piece and C point is a blank piece, then you can it's unsafe because it might be taken. So, and if A point is a black symbol and C point is a black symbol, or that's blank and that's blank, that's black, then it can be jumped over, because the opponent's piece has the ability to jump over and land in a blank square, so it can be taken. So therefore it is registered as unsafe, which is 2 and 2. Otherwise it's marked as safe, which is marked as 1, and otherwise beyond that it's marked as 0, which is a random move, right? So that there are, now all of those details are in the functionality document. You can read that out if you want to expand on some of these points, right? So that's the last video, and you need to get the first one done. The second one I've done up in silent mode. I think it's probably the best one. If you need to add in voice there, you can go right ahead. You've got the first one, the second one is there, this is the third one. You're going to have to make that up in your own voice. I can't do it, right? So once you have all those 3 videos done, the first one in your own voice, the second one you could probably just put in, because there's some moves there that have to be made and it's kind of tricky. Then you make this one up here in your own voice, do your best. It's about a 6-minute thing. You might want to write out a script, put something in there, and you choose what you want to put in, but there's the comments there can be read out. That's going to take up some time as well. So that's the best. If you need any help, get back to me, but you have to do it in your own voice. Unfortunately, I'd love to do it. I could be done this in about 10 minutes, but with your voice, unfortunately, I could maybe, I don't know. There's nothing I can do there. So look, get back to me if you need any other help on this. I know you have to have it in by Friday, so I'm standing by for any details you may need, and hopefully you'll be okay. The better you can get at it, then you better you can sort of get through the versions of this and work at it. It's only 10 minutes at the end of the day, so you should be okay in getting all of the material together and coming up with something that's reasonably safe and in your own voice. And if you do it a few times, it'll sound convincing, and you should be okay then. I think you're going to pass. I mean, you're going to do very well with this code, but you have to try and convince them that you did it yourself, and that's the problem right now. You don't want to sort of lose it near the end when they start. Oh, you did this, and so just be very careful. Take it one step at a time, and it won't take too long. But you're going to have to concentrate it kind of hard for a few hours, and then you'll be out of this, and that's the end of it, and that's the last assignment. Okay, so I'm standing by. If you need any help, me let me know. Okay, bye.